right there, or the yeah, that's pound. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do paste insert, because it's gonna actually, no, I'm sorry, undo that. It's paste right? Yep, it's paste right, I think. Yes, that's correct, right? No, it can't be. Hang on, sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's paste right, I think. Yep. Yeah, it's paste right. So just keep doing Control B until you see zeros, because we're going to take out this entire script. You can just even hold it down if you want. Just don't go over too many. Make sure you still have some black at the end, you know, until the very end right there. Oh, right there. Okay, so now just go ahead and save it. Alright. Now this should be a completely blank GSC. You can even name it whatever you want it to. Just don't go, or actually, yeah, you can go over that. Just make sure when you do it, like this. I'm just gonna rename it, per se, you know what? You can rename it, but other scripts in your other GSCs, that are looking for that, like if I go to logic here, okay, it's going to be looking for this name right here. It's going to be looking for that. So I suggest not renaming it, only if you know what you're doing. So, like some functions here, they're going to be actually looking for that. It's going to be like a thread, see, like this, maps utility, and then there's the function, wait network frame. So that's going to be going down here and looking for maps in utility. So don't rename that. Don't rename the GSC. It's fine the way it is, unless you know what you're doing, like I said. All right. Anyways, so now that we have this GSC, let's go ahead and add some memory to it, some more space. So go ahead and just copy some stuff here if you want. Like I'm gonna go up here. I'm going to go up here. I suggest not doing too much because it could give you a loading error, or it could freeze up on you. So try not to copy too much. Copy or Control C. Just come down to here, and now we're going to do a Control V, paste insert. We're not going to write over anything at all. So Control V as many times as you want. Like I said, don't do it too many times, otherwise it could ruin the FF. Alright, so now I'm just going to do Control A to highlight everything, and we're going to copy it. Control C. Come back to here. Don't click anything. Do a right click, or do Control V. Paste insert. Now, your GSC file should be bigger. Alright, now if you want to go to search and just go up to the top again, if you have forward checked, it's going to give you an error like this, cannot find it, alright? That's why I said, click all. So check all, and it should find it, see? Alright, so now just go ahead and save it. Alright, so now go back to FF Viewer. Remember, take note of that size there. Alright, you know what, let's get our old file sizes first. So let's come up to the very top here. See this number? That's the overall size of your FF file, the entire thing. Okay, now this right here is the overall size of your scripts. Alright, so we're going to want to take note of this and the other part. So go back to Notepad, overall file size. I'm just going to paste it in there. And I'm going to put an equal sign next to it, and then I'm just going to convert it over to, from hex to decimal. Okay, so now I can just actually copy this. It gets a little bit complicated unless you know what you're doing. Alright, so now this is the total file size right there, and let me just, let me put this in hex to, make it easier. Alright, so now let's get the overall script size. Let's go over to here. Copy. come back to our calculator, and always make sure, if you're doing something, make sure it's set to whatever you want it to. Like this is hex in here, so we want it set to hex, and we want to get it to decimal. So actually, let me just clear it out just to make sure. Paste. And it never hurts to double check your work. I suggest it because it's a pain copying something to a USB, finding out that it doesn't load properly, and you have to go back and fix it. Alright, so now it's a decimal. So now just go back to Notepad, paste it in there, and let me actually put my decimal, my hex in there. So it'll be 3A space FFDC. Now it'll be equal to this file. Actually, no, I'm not even going to save it. I don't need to save it. Alright, so, now, like I said, you need basic math skills now, because we're going to be adding and subtracting. Alright, so, we're going to do a AVD external file save. This is going to get the .dat file that we just modified. Okay, so now the .dat file data has been put into this FF file. This error is usually normal, don't worry about that. Now you're going to open your FAST file back up. Go back to here, and now it should be opening the project. Mod menu, there's our new size right there. That's the new entire size. Okay, so now I'm just going to add that into our notepad here. New size of GSC. And then I'll put it in 3947, and that will be equal to in hex. So let's just copy that. Oops. Let me go back to the calculator, and then we can go to member decimal, clear it out, and just go ahead and paste it and go to hex. Now we can copy it. Now, I recommend entering this in manually when you put it in HD or HXD. Sorry, it's kind of a tongue twister to me. Because what happens is, say if you let's say if you paste write it in, because it's gonna write it over. See that 0? You automatically just made a mistake there. Ah, shoot. Oh, hang on. Paste right. That 0 there, you made a mistake. See, watch, if you go back to here, you copy it, you're not going to get that same number because you just added another number. So let's go ahead and clear it out. Paste. Decimal. Look at... shoot. I made a mistake. Hang on, I'll fix that in a minute. Alright, anyways, that's supposed to be the old GSC, shoot. Hang on. Alright, disregard that. Never mind that. Let me go down to here and show you. It'll be easier. I'm doing it in the wrong area. Alright, so there's our old file size of the GSC file. The old size, not the new one that we just saw in FF Viewer right here. Alright, so that's size. New size. 103, right? Yep. 103, okay. Alright, so like I was saying, you put that number in, you pasted it in there. So just we're going to paste write it in. See, you made a mistake now because 6B, that's not supposed to be in there. So like sometimes when you paste it in, it could end up having 2 zeros on the end, and you don't want that. So what you have to do is, let me undo this by doing Control Z. You're gonna go over to, we're gonna count the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so go from the end. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, you're gonna have to do this manually now, so just type it in, 1960B, and you don't have to capitalize it because it will automatically capitalize it for you. Okay, so there's our new file size.